What?
This right here is where I park my vehicle.
This is public street parking.
This is where I park my car so that I know where it is at all times. I've lived here for 12 years.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You seem pretty proud of that.
Well, actually, I am a very proud homeowner on this street. I know pretty much everybody on the street.
Okay.
And we're all very friendly with each other.
Well, I live here too.
You're not.
I live here too, and so I can park here because this is public street parking.
You could, but you could also be a nice neighbor and just let me have my spot and keep it open.
How is me giving you a public street parking spot being a bad?
I don't want to argue. I don't want to get into it with you here, but everybody on this street is actually very nice. And we all know that this is my spot. So if you don't mind, could you please move it?
No, I'm not going to move it.
You're not going to move it? Okay.
No.
Then I'm going to have to go get my husband.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go get my husband right now.
All right. Okay. And what would he do?
Try to talk to you.
Okay.
I don't know if that's going to work.
No.
But I'm going to go get my husband.
It's probably not.
Actually, do you know who my husband is?
No, I don't.
Okay. My husband's name is Joe Anderson.
Okay.
Yes, Joe Anderson.
Okay.
The Joe Anderson.
All right.
Okay. So you're not a very informed person.
What does that mean?
I'm going to go get my husband, Joe Anderson, come talk to you, so hopefully you will move your car so that I can get my spot back.
I am not moving my car. I'm just giving you a heads up right now.
I am definitely going to get Joe Anderson.
You can get Joe Anderson. It doesn't matter to me, though. So I'm not moving the car. This is public street parking. So why would I move my car?
The Joe Anderson.
Okay, no, I heard you about Joe Anderson, but I am parked here.
Do you
in
live
a public street parking
down
spot
here, or do you live down that part of the street?
Don't worry about where I live. Don't worry about my house.
I worry about.
Where's your house? Where's your house?
Oh, like I'm going to tell you that right now.
You just asked me my house, so I can ask you yours.
Tell you that this is my spot. You're a very rude person, aren't you? You're not a friendly neighbor type, huh?
How am I being rude? You just ran up to my car yelling at me about parking in public street parking.
I love the neighbors here. We all get along really well. We do sometimes even have like dinner parties together, but obviously you're not going to get invited to one of those.
All right. Well, that's too bad, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it is too bad for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So see ya. Can you leave me alone? Get him. Go get him. Hey, what was his name again, by the way?
The Joe Anderson.
Got it. Okay.
Talk about entitlement and unnecessary conflict. You have to wonder what goes through someone's mind when a simple situation like a street parking spot turns into a full-blown confrontation. Something that could have been handled with a few calm words suddenly becomes an argument, accusations, and unnecessary hostility. There are some situations in life where people seem determined to turn the smallest inconvenience into a personal battle. And that's exactly when emotional control becomes important. Think about it. A parking space is temporary. You might find one spot, someone else might find another, and 5 minutes later the entire situation is forgotten. So why allow something that insignificant to ruin your entire day? If there is a genuine dispute over a parking space, communicate clearly, check the relevant rules, and let the appropriate authority handle it if necessary. There is absolutely no reason to turn a minor disagreement into a confrontation that could have much bigger consequences. And this is where entitlement can become a serious problem. When someone starts believing that everyone around them must immediately give them what they want, even ordinary disagreements become difficult. Instead of asking, listening, and finding a reasonable solution, the conversation becomes about who can be louder or more aggressive. That's not confidence, and it certainly isn't strength. Real confidence is being able to handle an inconvenience without losing control. Fellas, if you ever find yourself in a situation like this, don't take the bait. You don't have to respond to every insult, and you don't have to prove that you're tougher than the other person. If someone is yelling, provoking you, or trying to drag you into an argument, the smartest thing you can do is create distance and keep your emotions under control. A few angry words can quickly turn into pushing, threats, police involvement, or even legal trouble. And if you're dealing with someone who repeatedly creates conflict over small issues, don't make the mistake of matching their behavior. You can't control how another person acts, but you can control your own response. Stay calm, document legitimate incidents when appropriate, and use proper channels if a situation genuinely requires intervention. Walking away from unnecessary drama isn't weakness. Sometimes it's the smartest decision you can make. There's also a bigger lesson here about relationships. If someone regularly brings arguments and unnecessary conflict into everyday situations, their behavior can eventually affect everyone around them. Constant drama can create stress at home, damage relationships, and make ordinary life exhausting. Nobody wants to spend every evening dealing with another argument about something that could have been resolved in minutes. But remember, we shouldn't automatically label someone as narcissistic or assume we know their entire personality based on one incident. People can have bad moments, misunderstand situations, or react poorly under pressure. What matters is whether the behavior becomes a repeated pattern. If someone consistently refuses to communicate, never accepts responsibility, and turns every disagreement into a confrontation, then that's a pattern worth taking seriously. The best response to situations like this is maturity. You don't need to win every argument. You don't need to get the last word. You don't need to prove that you are right in front of a crowd. Sometimes you simply need to recognize that the argument isn't worth your time and remove yourself from the situation. At the end of the day, fellas, don't let a parking spot, an argument, or someone's attitude determine the rest of your day. Your peace is worth more than proving a point. Stay composed, respect other people's boundaries, protect your own boundaries, and don't allow someone else's frustration to push you into making a decision that could hurt your future. A little patience can prevent a major problem. A little self-control can save you from unnecessary consequences. And sometimes, the smartest way to handle an entitled or confrontational person is simply to refuse to participate in the drama at all.
Get in the car. Let's open the car. You gotta get in the car. You caught the phone. Look at this. No, I'm serious. Look at this. And look at this. Who that? Ain't no gay best friend. You ain't answering the phone. No. Hell no. Hell no. You good. Oh, hey. Cuz. Hey, lock the door, pop the trunk, bro. No. You ain't cold out here. Nah, you tripping, bro. Nah, cuz. No. You getting out. It's your... Put your shit back.
Who doing?
You caught up.
Hold up, what? That's my gay best friend. Stop playing with me. Stop. Put my shit back in the...
That's nothing. No. Don't come back to my house.
What you mean don't come back? I'm gonna come back with the police. I'm gonna call the Uber and come back with the police.
No, don't come back to my house.
I'm gonna pull out with an Uber.
You got caught up. I'm getting mad.
Okay, Rob, move. Pull out with an Uber with the police.
All right, cool.
You got me.
No, I'm saying you got caught up.
I'm gonna come with the police.
You see the video,
I'm gonna come with the police.
You see the video,
right? That's my gay best friend.
That's your gay best friend.
Yes, it is.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is.
Oh, comes up. Hey. You didn't answer the phone that night.
I went to take care of my grandma. What are you talking about?
No, you was not. No, you was not taking care of your grandma. You lied about that shit.
This shit's embarrassing.
Yeah, COVID. You lame.
But
you lame as hell.
All right, I'm calling Uber.
She said I had COVID. All right, whatever.
This
you not saying I had COVID?
You're in front of all these.
I'm not even dying of COVID no more. You can argue for you want to argue for that. She really no gay best friend. Hey, bro, she a liar, bro. Hey, bro, she a liar, bro. She a liar. Since she's here.
She said her mama and papa had COVID. I went to take care of my grandma. You mad?
They ain't had COVID.
What you mean? That's a
liar. You a liar. But guess what? You're not getting back in my car. You're not getting back in my car.
I'm gonna call an Uber with the police.
Call an Uber.
I'm gonna call an Uber
Come with the cop. Call the Uber. Call the police. Call the police. Call them.
What are you talking about?
Call the police. Talk to your gay best friend, bro. Police right here. The police right here.
Fellas, things really do happen out there. And sometimes the biggest lessons come from situations you never expected to experience yourself. That's why you should never ignore the importance of trust, communication, boundaries, and paying attention to the behavior of the person you're in a relationship with. In the next video, we're looking at another situation that raises serious questions after something was discovered on a partner's phone. But before we jump to conclusions, remember one important thing. Seeing something unexpected doesn't automatically tell you the entire story. Context matters, evidence matters, and the pattern of behavior matters even more. Oh, fellas, Listen carefully because there are several lessons hidden inside situations like this. When someone discovers something concerning on their partner's phone, the first reaction is usually emotional. You might feel shocked, betrayed, angry, confused, or even embarrassed. Those feelings are understandable, especially when you genuinely believed that everything between you and your partner was fine. But this is exactly the moment when you need to slow down rather than react immediately. One emotional decision can turn a difficult relationship problem into a much bigger personal problem. If you find something that makes you question your partner's loyalty, don't immediately start screaming, threatening, or confronting anyone aggressively. Take a step back and figure out exactly what you're looking at. A message without context can sometimes be misunderstood, while a repeated pattern of conversations, secrecy, and broken boundaries can provide a much clearer picture. The goal shouldn't be to create the biggest confrontation possible. The goal should be to understand the truth and decide what you're going to do with that information. And this is where communication becomes extremely important. Ask direct questions and give the other person an opportunity to explain themselves. Then pay attention to whether their explanation makes sense and whether their behavior afterward matches what they are saying. You don't have to accept every explanation blindly, but you also shouldn't automatically assume guilt without understanding the circumstances. Mature decision-making requires looking at the facts from more than one angle. Fellas, one thing you should never do is allow suspicion to turn you into a full-time investigator. Constantly checking phones, tracking someone, monitoring every conversation, or searching for hidden meanings in every little thing can destroy your own peace of mind. If you have reached the point where you cannot trust your partner at all, then the relationship already has a serious problem that needs to be addressed. You shouldn't have to live every day feeling like you're waiting to discover another secret. At the same time, don't ignore repeated warning signs simply because you are afraid of what the truth might reveal. If someone becomes increasingly secretive, repeatedly violates boundaries, changes their stories, disappears for unexplained periods, or behaves in ways that consistently contradict what they promised you, those patterns deserve a serious conversation. Trust isn't just about what someone says when you're standing in front of them. It's about whether their actions remain consistent when you're not around. But let's also be fair here. You cannot take one person's bad behavior and use it as proof that an entire gender is untrustworthy. Men can lie. Women can lie. Men can cheat. Women can cheat. Men can be loyal, and women can be loyal. Character is individual. If you're choosing a partner, evaluate the actual person in front of you. Look at their values, their history, their consistency, and the way they handle responsibility when things go wrong. Another major lesson is that you should know your own boundaries before entering a serious relationship. What does loyalty mean to you? What behavior would you consider disrespectful? What are your expectations regarding communication with other people? What are your expectations about privacy? These conversations might seem uncomfortable in the beginning, but they are much easier to have before a major problem occurs. Two people can't maintain a healthy relationship if they have completely different definitions of commitment. And if you eventually discover that trust has genuinely been broken, don't allow anger to control your response. You don't need revenge. You don't need to threaten the other person. You don't need to publicly humiliate them or start a confrontation that could create legal or personal consequences. You can be hurt and still remain in control of yourself. Sometimes the most powerful response is simply to recognize that the relationship no longer meets your standards and make a calm decision about your future. If both people genuinely want to repair the relationship, rebuilding trust may be possible. But rebuilding trust requires accountability and consistent effort. An apology by itself isn't enough if the same behavior continues. Promises aren't enough if actions constantly contradict them. Both people have to be willing to communicate honestly, respect boundaries, and address the underlying problems that cause the relationship to break down. And if you're the person who discovers something concerning, don't automatically blame yourself. Someone else's decision to be dishonest doesn't determine your worth. You can be a good partner and still encounter someone who makes poor choices. What matters is how you respond once you discover the truth. Learn from the experience, identify what you can improve, and don't allow one painful relationship to convince you that every future relationship is destined to fail. So, fellas, when you watch the next clip, don't just watch it for the drama. Pay attention to the bigger lesson. Relationships require honesty, trust, communication, boundaries, and mutual respect. When those things disappear, problems eventually surface. The question is whether both people are willing to address those problems honestly or whether one person keeps avoiding responsibility. And remember, protecting yourself doesn't mean becoming bitter or suspicious of everyone. It means being wise about who you trust, maintaining your independence, setting reasonable boundaries, and paying attention to consistent behavior. You don't have to assume the worst about everyone.
I got a chick that's in the shower that I just right. I don't know if y'all can see the light. It's right there. She literally in there, and I gotta be quiet. All right, let me make this quick too, because I ain't trying to get caught or whatever. But look, we're not dealing with women like what y'all want them to be, or like the old time women or modest women. That shit is fucking dead. Okay, y'all gotta get that shit through y'all head. Case in point, y'all gotta hear this shit. This is fucking wild. This girl, right? She tells me that she's celibate, right? We on the phone. We on FaceTime. This was today, by the way. This just happened. We on the phone on FaceTime. This girl just took a shower and we was on FaceTime. She propped the phone up. She fresh out. All right. She's fresh out the shower, getting ready and shit. She says that. And I'm like, and she's like, well, you know, I only do stuff in person anyway. Like, I don't even send pictures. And I was like, I only do stuff in person, and I got to be in a relationship to do that. I ignore the relationship part. And I tell her, well, if you only do stuff in person, you need to come over today, right? Cause it's the only day I'm gonna have free. Now, this is what's crazy. You would think this girl, if she's actually celibate, would be like, oh, clearly he's trying to fuck me, right? This is on FaceTime, right? I'm asking you to show me your naked body, but she laughing and smiling and shit like this. This is where shit gets funny. Right? This girl, she's like, okay, I'll come over, right? But she's like, but we ain't gonna have sex. Like, no sex the first night, right? She's like, we just gonna talk, hang out, whatever. I said, okay, cool. Of course. Now, what do y'all think we did when she got here? What do y'all think? Look what I'm wearing right now. Look, I'm wearing a beater. She in the shower. What you think? We was reading the Bible? Think we was back there playing Scrabble or some shit? No, we was. Now, this is what's the craziest part. So I had to get some of her, like I had to get towels and shit for her so that she could get in the shower and all that stuff, right? When she's going back and forth, like bringing her some of her stuff, she had already packed stuff. That's the craziest part. She already packed. It's like she knew she was going to give up that. She goes in the shower going back and forth. She leaves her phone unlocked. I kid you not. This just happened, bro. They all share this everywhere. Y'all need to see. Literally, her phone is still open. I read the text. It's a dude that she blaked on to come here. So that now it started to click. I'm like, wait, that's why she was taking a shower earlier, getting ready for some shit. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why she was doing it. She was about to go on a date. She blaked on that dude that she's telling that same guy, guaranteed, that she's celibate. I gotta keep my voice down. I cannot let her hear this. That she's telling the same dude that she's celibate. And this dude, she stood him up. And on top of that, he's texting her, where are you? He's texting her, where are you? She didn't even have the decency and respect to tell this guy beforehand that she was canceling on it.
Exactly. I keep telling women, you only pick the men that you open your legs to. You do not pick the man that goes down on one knee. You don't. So you can make your choices and be free-willed and live up your best city girl life all you want, yeah. But at the end of it, you're not the one that's going to choose whether you're worth to be married or not. So I suggest you actually listen to men when they